Now to look at the reverse lookup zone, which its purpose is to take an IP address and resolve it to a name. Unlike the forward, which always takes a name and resolves it to an IP address, to do that, I'm just going to go to the reverse lookup zone in DNS. Now these are never created by default. We saw that you had 2 forward lookup zones created by default when Active Directory is installed. That is not true for a reverse lookup. So when I create a new zone in the reverse lookup, if we just go next on the welcome, it gives you the same zone types. So they have the same characteristics: primary, secondary, stub, Active Directory integrated. I left it on Active Directory integrated, so just like the forward, I can determine who it replicates to. Now it'll ask if this is for IP version 4 or IP version 6. We are doing this for IP version 4, as with every network. Now it wants the network ID. Where the forward lookup zone, you have to type in a name like Atlantis.local. Here, it is the network ID. So I'm just going to enter 192.168.1, and that's going to become part of the name of the zone. Dynamic updates we just talked about, exactly the same options. Secure dynamic updates, non-secure and secure, or do not allow. Same as the forward. Now when we finish, notice the name of this is actually my network ID reversed. So it's actually, the true name is 1.168.192 inaddress.arpa is the name of that. It always ends with this in-addr.arpa. Well, now, if I open this, I can create a new pointer record. So your pointer record is the equivalent of a host A record, but it's in the reverse lookup zone. So equivalent just in the reverse lookup. Well, if I create a new pointer, well, what I'm going to do is actually browse out through my forward lookup, and I'm just going to click on RTS serve 1. When I click on that, you can see it pulled in RTS serve 1, and it automatically pulled in the rest of the IP address, the 192.168.1.251. So I'm just going to click OK for that. Now, when I click on my reverse lookup zone, I can see it has the IP address, type as pointer, then the RTS serve 1. Where if we go back to the RTS networking and forward lookup, you'll see it resolves name over to IP address. Now that begs the question, why would I even care? Like, if I know the IP address, I don't care what the name is. Okay, usually that's true. Not often are you going to pass a query to DNS using an IP address and have it resolve a name. Not very common. But many appliances use this. Most security appliances will do this type of check, where if you connect to RTS serve 1, it'll actually take the name RTS serve 1, it'll get it resolved to the IP address. Then it passes a query back to DNS saying, I want to take this IP address and I want to make sure this IP address resolves to the same name. Some places call that circular resolution. So it takes name to IP, then takes that IP and verify that it translates back to the same name. So truly they are optional. You don't have to have those, but many security appliances will strongly recommend that you do. Some appliances may even require it, but you always have to create those manually. And you will have a reverse lookup zone for every subnet in your environment. So if I also had network 192.168.2 in my environment, I would have to create a new zone, type replication, IPv4, but I would actually name it 192.168.2. Now, when I finish, you would see it would show up as 2.168. So you would have one of these for every subnet you have in your environment. But that's the purpose. IP gets resolved to a name.